Hello gang, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around these parts, my name is Kate and I like to do luxury fashion videos along with productivity, motivation, cleaning, all things fashion and accessories. If you like that kind of vibe and you think that you and I could be good friends, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button for me. 2020, crappy year, and some crappy purchases came out of it, but some wins did come too. So today I'm going to be shooting and sharing with you my best and worst luxury purchases of 2020. Let's start with the worst purchase because they're always more fun. The Chloe Susanna boot. Now, let me start with a few caveats because I do love these boots. I still wear them, but they're in the worst category because of how easily they wear and tear, which is not great for the amount that they're worth. I paid $1,782 Canadian for these boots, and I did wear them to death. So good points, pros, super comfortable, they're gorgeous, you don't need any insoles, they mold to your feet, the leather is supple, it's like butter. They're beautiful, the hardware is gorgeous and gold. If you know me, I'm a gold girl. It's like jewelry for the boots. I mean, they're beautiful. That's a pro. I have worn, reworn, and loved them. However, I only am putting them in the worst category because of the wear and tear on the bottoms and to the toes. I don't know if you can see. And not just the wear and tear that happened, but how easily that wear and tear happened. So I ruined, I don't know if they're ruined. I need a cobbler to really look at them and fix them, but we're in lockdown, so I can't take them right now. And first world problems, not a priority. It's winter, I'm wearing winter boots. But I don't know if he can fix that much damage to the toe, to be honest, and make them look relatively new again. So that happened in one weekend where I went to Paris and the cobblestones just ripped them to shreds. So I watched some other videos on people who had bought the same boots, luxury boots, and basically because the bottoms are, I want to say wooden, really, they had them resold before they even, not resold as in reselling, but resold as in having another sole put on the bottom in rubber before they even wore them. So they took them out of the box, bought them new, put new soles on them, and then wore them in order to protect them. I, A, think that's brilliant. However, B, these boots are already $1,800 Canadian when you round up. So I don't want to pay a cobbler to have to resole luxury shoes that I feel should already come in a long-lasting, sustainable, wearable condition, fresh out of the box. That might just be me. Obviously from now on, I'm going to be resoling all of my luxury shoes because I had the same problem with my Gucci Jordan loafers. Their bottoms wore straight through and I only wore them really in the office. So I only wore them outside when I would be on my lunch hour. They were my office shoes and they still wore through. So I would have had to get them resoled as well and had the toe fixed. So word of the wise, lesson here from this con, even though they're gorgeous boots and I love them and I will continue to wear them, I can't wear them till I have them fixed. Any new boot or shoe purchase, I will be having resold by a professional before I even put them on carpet. That's the lesson here. So my first best item purchase of 2020 is this Louis Vuitton 6 key ring holder.
I take my bag everywhere I go. Every single place I go. You know, it's my pet. Pet Louis. I don't know, is that weird taking my Louis Vuitton bag camping? Hey man.
Now, it's in the monogram, classic monogram, and if you open it up, it has this little snap here. You can see the Louis Vuitton written here. You open it up, and you have 6 key rings. So there I have, you know, the keys for my apartment, my fob to get in the front door, my mail key, and a key to my parents' place. And I still have 2 left for if I get an office key and a car key. And then it just looks like this on the other side. So gorgeous. My first small leather good, or SLG for those in the know, And I got this as a congratulation gift from me to me when I totally switched careers, and that's a whole other video that I will do for you guys. I was in communications for 13 years, hated it, and I've now become a junior buyer for a large Canadian retailer, and I'm loving it. I think today is the first day of my 6th week, and I'm still in training. I love it. So after my first month, I got this for me to say well done for starting over in your 30s and taking a shot at a career you have no training in and loving it and doing well at it and thriving. So that's what the story behind why I got this in the first place. Now let's talk about why it's a best purchase. So I want to talk about the practicality and why that is the main reason for it being a pro. You use your keys multiple times a day, every single day. So this is not something you really have to be precious about. The monogram is stiff and strong. The glazing is really well done. You're not going to mark this up. It's small enough to fit in any handbag, in your pocket if you're just going out to walk the dog or for a walk around the park for your own mental health, because that's all we can do right now. You throw them in your pocket, like it fits everywhere. I go down just to check the mail, I bring this with me, and it just brings me that little bit of joy when I look at it every single time. So it has a usability factor to it along with being attractive. So it's not just gonna sit on a shelf and collect dust. You do use this product, you need it to get into your home, to get into your car, to get into your work, any of the sort. I could not be more pleased with this piece. It's my first piece from Louis Vuitton, and I'm glad I started with an SLG because I dove in with Chanel for a bag. I didn't start small, I went big, and it ended up in the worst category, which you will see next. So my second worst purchase of 2020 was this vintage Chanel vanity case in the classic CC pattern. It's designed in 2001, so it's not that vintage. It's 20 years old this year. I categorize it as that. Yeah. This was a mistake, and I'll explain why. So I paid $3,200 for this Canadian on Farfetch, which I feel like was a real gouge, because as I searched on eBay, Vestiaire, The Real, other sites that had them, maybe not in as immaculate condition, but some yes, they were way less, up to half the price. And so I feel like Farfetch is notorious for marking up their products, and I got caught up in that, and they did quite gouge me on this, so I'm a little annoyed by that. This is a time where I did not have a plan with a purchase. I got completely caught up and carried away with the in the moment, late night online scrolling, window shopping, and found this on Farfetch. This is brand new, still has the tags on. I haven't removed them in case I want to sell it on, because I'm not sure. At this point, I'm not going to, and I'll tell you why, but if I ever want to, I want to keep the tags on for that reason. So, got carried away, wanted my first Chanel piece, found this one, thought that it would get snapped up, so I jumped at it so that no one else would. So I didn't need it, shouldn't have bought it, and I wasn't ready for my first Chanel, shall we say. So instead of easing myself into the Chanel pool, toe by toe, foot by foot, like I did with Louis Vuitton by buying the SLG, I dove in head first to the deep end without floaties. Don't do that. So not only did I go into the deep end to buy a bag, but I also went the vintage route, and I also went the vanity case route, which is not even one that you can wear every single day. I thought it would be practical because I would use it as a makeup bag every day, that it would sit on my bathroom counter, look gorgeous, and I would fill it with my beauty and makeup products, use it every day, see it every day, and it would be as practical as, say, the key ring holder that I got. Not the case. Here's why. This is serving to be a piece that just collects dust on my shelf because I cannot bring myself to use it and destroy it with powder and makeup and eyeshadow and lipstick and have that show in the bag. This was a teachable moment for me, and I hope it is for you, that as gorgeous as the bag is, it's not practical unless you're willing to ruin the inside with your makeup and your skincare, because things do leak, and you're willing to travel with it and have the wear and tear happen to it and love it, which is also fine. Things are meant to be used. So if I do want to use it as that investment piece, it needs to remain in new and immaculate condition, which means I cannot use it for practicality's sake. However, a handbag that makes it into the best category for purchases of 2020 is my Chloe Tess handbag in the small size in the cognac color. So she's gorgeous. She has gold hardware, top handle, as well as a crossbody handle. You can open up here and see there is a small pocket here, and then the larger pocket inside with canvas. That is a nice oatmeal-y linen color. So pros. If you know me, you know I'm a neutrals gal. I love my cognac colors, my natural browns, my jute colors, and this falls right into that. It goes with every outfit. There's nothing you can't wear it with. It can be a summer or a winter bag, and I've just worn this. And even though the leather is smooth, there are no scrapes. There are no scratches. It's still immaculate. Now I am careful with it, but not precious. So I do use it, and I do slam it shut or throw my sunglasses in, and there's no wear and tear after a year. Even to this suede bit that's around it. I don't carry it in the rain, mind you, but I have brought it out in the snow and nothing bad has happened. So it's a sturdy bag. It's industrious. Also, it fits more than you would anticipate by first looking at it, and major bonus points there. I also did a full-on review of this bag, of the pros and cons, and I will put an I button at the top of the screen so you can go and check that out if you wanted to learn more about this bag in depth. Okay, so another bag that ended up in the worst purchase of 2020 category is the Row Bindle Bag, the original line in the top knot in the light brown suede. Gorgeous, but not the wisest purchase for me at the time. I purchased this bag pre-loved from The Real for about $1,100 Canadian. I loved how bohemian and oversized it was. It's got a wide open pocket that I just have some stuffing in there to keep the bag shape. It has one smaller pocket where you can keep your keys and things like that, your phone, and zip it up and keep them safe. But otherwise the bag is open and has no protection or security, which is a con. Also, it's a little more oversized than I like. I find now that I've changed careers and I'm focused on my career, I like things to be a little more structured, a little more streamlined, and this is a bit boho for me. I'm a little more tailored at the moment. Also a con, it's basically the equivalent of the Mary Poppins carpet bag in that you can fit everything in the kitchen sink in it, but then cannot recover it when you try. It falls all over, you can't find anything, you basically have to dump it out upside down in order to find anything in this bag. And as a woman, we carry everything with us if we can fit it in. So the more space you have to fill, the more you do fill, and then it makes it heavy on your shoulder, which with the top not being right where it is, can be painful and it can dig in. Another con, it's also made of suede, which is a very easily damaged fabric. So it can get marked up, banged up, any raindrop will ruin it. It's not a practical fabric, as gorgeous as it is. So yeah, in the end, it's in the worst category because I just love the Chloe structured bag better. Moving forward, if I get the Pochette Métis from Louis Vuitton next, that is a more structured satchel bag, and it's in the same colorway as this. I think I would reach for it. No, I know I would reach for it more than I would this, but we'll see if come summer we do get the use out of it, so I'll report back. I also did a review of the Bindle bag when I first got it, so I will post that I button up here as well if you're interested in hearing more about it. Okay, so another best purchase, and these are two items that I'm going to include together because they serve the same purpose and they're from the same brand. They are my Bailey Uggs for spring, summer, and fall, and then my winter waterproof Uggs for snow and sleet season. So these are in the best category. So I'll just set them down because holding 2 pairs at a time is heavy. But yeah, so obviously these are the tall Baileys with the 3 wooden buttons down the side and the shearling on the inside, the suede on the outside. I don't know if they're available in this iteration anymore. If they are, I will link them down below. If not, well, everything that I can find from this video will be linked down below. But I think they've reissued them in a smaller size or a different version of the Bailey, so I can link those as well. So we all know Uggs have been around for many years now. I don't have to bang on about how great and comfortable they are. It's like walking on a cloud. It is. No blisters, no pain, total support, great sole. It's just all good things. Nothing bad to say. Nothing bad to say about the winter ones either. They're perfectly waterproof. They have rubber on the bottom so that nothing gets in. And this is my second winter with them, and they have held up extremely well. They still look new. The only thing I would recommend is to size up a half or a full size so you can fit in thick socks, even though you don't need thick ones because they keep your feet warm with the shearling that's on the inside as well. However, the back does rub on one of my feet. One of my feet is a little bit bigger than the other, and that one does rub a little bit on the back, but once they're broken in, it's fine. And yeah, so only con is one little blister once, but other than that, they're the perfect winter boot. They also have perfect grip on the bottom for gripping icy sidewalks and navigating sleet and snow. So keeping on the footwear train, I'm going to present to you another worst purchase, which was these Jeffrey Campbell calfskin tiger print boots. Obviously, these boots are gorgeous, and that is why I purchased them. I got these boots from Nordstrom for about $350 Canadian. When I was shopping for these boots, I was trying to recreate a look I saw on fashion influencer Ami Song, where she was wearing a brand of boots in snakeskin print from Paris, Texas. I think that's what they're called. I'll insert a picture here of what she was wearing. And I couldn't find any snakeskin, but then I did come across these on the Nordstrom website. And I was looking for a statement print boot that I could wear with denim casually. And I wanted a bit of a heel, but as I'm learning, and as you'll see, as the worst categories progress, I am a flat boot or baby heel kind of girl because these are still too tall and wobbly and thin, and I just hobble around like a colt. It's just not cute. I cannot keep my balance in these, and it hurts the balls of my feet to even try to keep myself upright. So that really makes these boots irrelevant in my closet because I'm a power walker. I walk everywhere. I don't have a car. It's public transit or Ubers for me, or walking. So if I can't use them, I lose them. It's a con for me. Now, in contrast to the Jeffrey Campbell failure, here's an example of when I got the heel height right. And not just the height, but the girth. Girth, that's a funny word. Yes, so I purchased these Shutz snakeskin boots from Nordstrom for about $300 Canadian, and they are a much better statement print boot in that they are more of a neutral color. So they're in a beige and a black print with a pointed toe and a rounded scalloped top, which kind of is a nod to a Western theme, more like a Western cowboy boot. But the heel is where the big win is because it carries more of your weight. It's not wobbly or wonky. I'm not like a colt trying to stumble around. I have full-on support. I've worn these with jeans. I've worn them with dresses, skirts. They go with everything, and everyone loves them when they see them. I mean, that doesn't matter, but I love them, but it is nice to hear. Another pro, there's no zipper or hardware. You just pull them on and you're good to go. So you just see the print all the way around the boot. It's not disturbed by any zipper or button or anything like that, any elastic. No, just pull them on and you go. Easy peasy, nice and breezy. So moving on to jewelry. I do have a pair of rings that I'm currently wearing that I have categorized as worst purchase, even though I do love them very much. But again, you have to decide, is it a great purchase or not? And this was, in my case, not. And it's these two Croissant statement rings from Mejuri, which is a boutique out of Toronto. They look great. However, I do find them quite annoying on, and that might just be my capacity to tolerate jewelry, in that I don't often wear rings. These are the first that I'm really trying, so I'm very aware of them all the time, and if I'm writing, they bother me, and I often have to readjust them. They slip around, and I'm just very aware that they're there. So that's something that bugs me, and I often get sick of them bugging me, and I just take them off, and then they sit on my desk or my workspace or wherever I just happen to be. So I can only have them on for short periods of time. That's not ideal. With your jewelry, you want to be able to wear it all day, have it look great, and not bug you. However, in keeping with jewelry, one win for me for 2020, and something that falls in the best category, is this jewelry stack that I have here. And they are 4 separate necklaces, all from the brand Misoma, which is a London, England-based brand. They also have a store in New York City, I believe. If you're in the States and want to order from New York, you can do that. I order from London, England, and they come very quickly. They're about $250 each Canadian. They vary in price depending on how big or how small, how dainty or how chunky they are. And I also have the matching earrings that go with this large cross here. I'll do some close-ups in the cutaways so you can see them better and see what I'm wearing better. So I first found out about Misoma through YouTuber Emma Hill. She is an ambassador for them, and when I saw her collection, I fell in love. It's a mid-tier price jewelry range, so it's not exactly Cartier priced luxury, but it is a luxury, and that $250 for a necklace is a lot of money, and it is to me, and it is to a lot of women. So if you're gonna treat yourself, do it one piece at a time. So I have built this stack slowly by ordering 1, maybe 2 pieces at a time over the course of 2020 and building my stack up slowly because they constantly have new collaborations and new items going up on the site. What I love is that it's always made from the same quantity of gold vermeil so that the colors always match. So you can stack any necklace in their collection and the gold tones will be the same and they will match. I love that. So I love my stack. I have 4 chains on, which might seem excessive to a lot of people, but I want to put Mr. T from the A-Team to shame with the amount of chains that I wear. And I know I'm dating myself with that reference, but I pity the fool who does not wear as much gold jewelry as this.
But I pity the fool.
What I also love about these pieces is that many of them are adjustable in terms of the length, so you can make sure they fall at different intervals so that each piece is visible. So yeah, big win, love my jewelry stack and my earrings from Misoma. Returning to footwear, I have another worst purchase of 2020, and that is these sneakers from a brand called Hoka One Ones. I had never heard of the brand before this, but apparently they're big in Europe and the UK, but not so much in North America. So why did I get these? They're not the most attractive. Again, it was a practical purchase, a necessary purchase, and not a pleasant purchase, which is part of what leads them to go into the worst category. So as you can see, they're all black. They have a huge chunky rubber heel. And I bought these because when I lost my job in communications due to COVID, I took a job in retail to make ends meet. And I was on my feet I went from being sat down in an office and in a sedentary job and working from home to being on my feet for 10-hour shifts. So that really started to weigh on the bottoms of my feet. The soles of my feet were very sore. And I started to get the pre-signs of plantar fasciitis, which I wanted to avoid. So I have a best friend who is a nurse. I did a ton of research about what nurses and doctors recommend and wear themselves, because they do 48 on, 48 off. And this brand, Hoka One Ones, kept coming up as the best for support. And they carried a hefty price tag for that support. I paid $250 Canadian for these, and I was disappointed. They did nothing to alleviate the pain that I felt being on my feet for that amount of time throughout the day. I even had insoles put in, and it's just nothing worked. And now I have very bad plantar fasciitis in my left foot. So I might have to do physio for that, and these did not help to solve the problem. So I'm very frustrated about this purchase. Now, with that being said, I could be in much worse shape had I gotten Skechers and not these ones. I don't know that. I was 5 months on my feet on that type of job before I crossed over into this new career that I'm in, and I am now working from home again. However, the injury to my foot has not gone away just because I've been off of my feet for 6 weeks. So it's still there. And yeah, so I did all the right research, asked all the right people, and still ended up with a dud product. So this is in my worst purchase category. Okay, so the very last item that I am shooting for my best worst luxury purchases of 2020 video is another worst one in the footwear category. And they are my beautiful but impractical Song of Style Gelato Heels. So this is the brand from fashion influencer Ami Song, and it's launched on Revolve. And I have had a love-hate relationship in terms of ordering items from there, both accessories and clothing. I have one turtleneck that I love. I had to return a whole other loungewear set that was so itchy because of all the wool content. My skin couldn't stand it. However, these I'm not returning, but they're still in the worst category. So they come in this beautiful beige color. Your toe goes in here, and then there's this crisscross straps that keep your foot secure, supposedly, but they really don't. And then these two straps that are very long that you can wrap up your ankle, up your calf, or wrap them around jeans, wrap them around dress pants, however you like to wear them. But what I really love is this cobalt blue or periwinkle blue stacked heel that looks like an ice cream cone, which gives it the name, the Gelato Heel. So I've put them on and tried to walk around the apartment in them, and I'm very wobbly. It's painful to wear them, not because of the height, but because of the straps digging in, and I don't look like the model in the picture. Not that I would expect to. I'm not a size 2, but my feet are not exactly chubby, but when I do the straps up and then put my weight on it, they look like Vienna sausages about to burst. So not the most attractive so far, but come spring and summer, I am going to try and get somewhere out of them, if only for sitting and for beautiful shots in them for Instagram content maybe, but I'm not a believer in impractical purchases just for the gram. I don't think that's a good use of money. It's not a good investment, and I won't be doing it again. So if I do buy another pair of impractical shoes and try walking around my apartment in them and it doesn't work out, they're going straight back. So this was a worst purchase for me. Alrighty gang, those are all the items featured in my best and worst luxury purchases of 2020 video. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know to continue to make this kind of content for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.